Hey guys, how's it going? Hope the music is not too loud. Always the same problem. Fucking sound stuff. Yeah, so Wednesday night. Draw and drink. Drink and draw. Let's drink first, then move on to drawing. Hope you're all good and hope you have a nice and beautiful week so far. I have been shopping for groceries today at Aldi. And Aldi has Greek weeks, so today I have Greek beer because they had Mythos beer. It's a good one. I love it. I know it from my Greek vacation last year and got to like it a lot. I like almost any beer actually, but this one is really good. So let's crack that one open and get to work. Hey Kimberly, hey COT, NTW, COT. Cheers guys, thanks for coming in today. Yeah, paused. Best result, I got a cough. Nice. No, it's good. I was too greedy. Yeah, so I have a pretty blank sketchbook page here in my regular sketchbook, in my fun projects sketchbook. I want to fill today. So today we're going to make to have a stream that is very, very much about the very beginnings of making a new artwork. So I have nothing right now apart from a couple of written ideas here for what I want to do for my next poker card deck set. So, and by set I mean music is so dramatic, right? So by set I mean the suit. So I have the hearts, clubs, and diamonds all done. So this is the whole collection on in Procreate, not the look of the final cards, but just like the content on the cards, the illustrated content. And now I want to start with the spades, which is the last suit I have to make until my deck is complete. So it's 13 cards left, and then the deck is done. I have made one Joker here, so this is the Joker card I made a while ago, not long ago. And of course I want to make another second Joker at some point. This will probably be the last artwork I will make for this deck. I'm considering making a different back piece. The back side is looking like this right now. This is actually on my special edition printed cards. So these are kind of special cards I made. This is the back side on them, and I'm considering leaving this back side for the special edition cards as kind of a unique thing, and make a different backside for the whole deck that I'm going to print itself. So we'll see. That's still kind of yeah, that's something I have to decide yet, but I'll do that in the process. Yeah, thanks a lot that you like it, man. Yeah, it's I'm pretty happy with how it looks now as well, and the whole direction the card deck took. Really, I think it has a very wide variety in terms of the type of illustrations or what's on the cards. And I think it will be like, if you imagine holding the deck and there's 54 cards and every card is hand illustrated, I think it will be really fun shuffling through the cards and everything. But yeah, that's future stories right now. So what I want to do is I have to decide for the theme for the spades. So I don't have a fixed theme yet, and my ideas for the others, so it's called Suits of Life, and the other themes cover an aspect of life that's kind of important to me. So the hearts were Magical Love, which is all about love and relationships. This is my very messy sketchbook, but this is what everything looks like in the beginning. And I gave this a little bit of like a fantasy touch for the suit. So Magical Love is it's a mixture of fantasy and like love stories, and with a little dark turn. If you look close at the cards, there's like little failed love stories included sometimes, and also like the very dark turn is, for example, if you look at the Four of Hearts, where these golden wine cups are, and then if you look closer, there's like a little poison bottle. So maybe we have like a Romeo and Juliet thing going on here or so. Some are a bit more harmless, like this one here. This is the Eight of Hearts, which is just like a rose. Yeah. And the second suit was about gaming and video games, especially retro consoles. For example, here's the Atari, King of Clubs Atari, with some details like the Pac-Man stuff here and the Space Invaders. And as you see, the character does like changes a little bit depending on if you look at the card from top or bottom, or which direction you hold it. And then we had the diamonds, which is all about food, especially fast food, unhealthy food like sweets and drinks as well. For example, here we have the Queen. I got the cards from the man Tristan from Printiverse just last week. He printed some special edition cards again, and I think the Queen is probably, the Queen of Diamonds is probably one of the cards I love the most from all those I made so far. With the Negroni and Martini glasses. That's really turned out very nice, and yeah. So this is food. And now for the fourth suit, the spades, I have really quite a hard time to decide because it's the last suit, and turns out I have too many ideas for what I want to do, but there's not like this one idea where I think, okay, I really need to go this direction. And so what I want to do today is we're going to like make a little concept focused stream, I guess, depending on how it goes, where I show you or comment on how I try to decide on that. Maybe you can help me if you have like a preference. Feel free to comment on that. Bjorgre, how's it going? Sorry for asking the obvious, but do you already have a finished deck to buy? No, I don't have a finished deck to buy right now. That's what I'm actually working on today. So this is kind of the deck that will be available to buy on Kickstarter. Hopefully, if all goes well, in fall this year. And you can also you can already register on the Kickstarter page, so you get a notification once it's live if you want. And I'm hoping for around fall, like October maybe. This is the link. So you can hit the link and just register there on the page, and it'll give you a notification once the project is live, so you can get a deck. And of course I will keep everyone updated through all my social channels, because obviously I need to advertise and market the whole project a little bit. But yeah, if you want to be really early, that's the place to be. But I have to, of course, I have to finish the art first. and then I want to research the right manufacturer for the cards, and maybe come up with some special items I can turn into a special edition or whatever. Yeah. Alrighty, so COT, you should I say COT or COT? I'm not sure. Let me know if this bugs you in any way. You have a question. You're a graphic designer too and working freelance mostly. The AI is taking your job, so how to cope with that? Yeah, that's I mean, that's the pretty much the big question the whole creative industry and every creative freelancer needs to deal with at the moment. I might get into that a little bit later because it's really, so I think at some point I might make something about turn this whole question into a dedicated YouTube video or something, because it's really complex. What I'm experiencing right now as a freelancer is that so this year's business-wise is really bad so far, and I don't think that AI I'm sorry, that AI is the only reason for that, and I wouldn't even say that AI is the biggest reason for that, even if it plays a role. So there are quite big changes coming to the industry, that's for sure. I don't doubt that, and the question is how you want to place your, or how you want to find your position in that. I think if you want it or not, if you hate it or not, I've always been a realist when it comes to changes in the industry, and this will disrupt a lot. It's I don't want it. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I think it's pretty fucked, to be honest. But because it forces me in a position where I feel like I'm kind of conservative because I don't like the changes. And I think the illustration community is pretty conservative in general, which I can agree to in general, but the pace and the intensity this all happens, I think it's not really healthy for any industry. I think lots of people will fall on their noses. I think lots of people will be turned off by what's happening, or are obviously turned off by what's happening. It's really difficult to find your own way. My way of coping with this right now, honestly, is I try to come up with own projects. I try to stay true to my style, but I still try to keep an eye on developments in the technology. I'm not completely, so I'm not someone who says I will never use AI for my work. I think if you want to stay relevant, you probably have to at some point. Or you find, like, alternatively, if you're lucky or good enough, or you're just in the right place at the right time, you'll find a niche where you can establish yourself as someone who creates handmade stuff still, like, you know. But in this case, you'd be like one of the very few independent carpenters or woodworkers who create like handmade tables and shelves for people for lots of money, while 99.9% of people run to IKEA and buy Billy shelves. So it's unlikely. I think it's possible, but it's unlikely, unfortunately. So yeah. Okay, now I guess I actually did talk a lot about that. Could have been a whole YouTube video. Maybe I want to cut this and put this in a dedicated YouTube video. I don't know. But you see, like, how the way I'm rambling along here, and the way I try to express my feelings and thoughts about this. There's in no way kind of any specific plan or advice I have, other than to stay aware and yeah. I don't know, to try and find a way to position yourself in the industry with the tools that are there. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a realist, and it's possible that these tools are AI based. It's very, very likely, actually. If you don't want to be replaced. Yeah, I think that's what's coming for us, to be honest. Not very positive or encouraging reply, probably, but the realistic one. Yeah. I'm yeah. Before, just like last thing I want to say is that I've had these conversations with people, and the moment I mention that I don't despise the use of AI completely, lots of people run away or spit in my face and say, fuck you, you're one of the bad guys. Honestly, I'm fighting inner battles about this whole AI topic all the time. So it's really, I think it's every day for me that I think about how I want to tackle this, how I want to deal with this. And in the end, I think it comes down to, do I want to stay, or what do I want to keep being a freelance illustrator, or do I want to change my career completely and do something completely different? Maybe even in the creative industry, but maybe not as an illustrator. I don't know. And I think I'm afraid that's the choice you have. Go in either of these directions. Yeah. I just today had a client or potential client I have been not working with yet, but we are kind of in the early stages of finding out if we want to work together for a potentially bigger project. And just today I had the client tell me that they want to include AI workflows into working with me, and of course obviously my first reaction is like, what the fuck? I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Like, get off my lawn. But it's the reality now, and small freelancer can't really do much about that. Yeah. So that's how I'm coping. I don't know if this could be actually called coping, or if it's just like being a pig in a slaughterhouse waiting for the execution. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can, of course. I mean, everyone knows what you can do with AI. You can probably take shortcuts and get to a result quicker and be more efficient. I have a bit of a problem with that, because I enjoy my process a lot. So I enjoy sitting here, writing down notes and ideas and taking scribbles, etc. Of course, I could take shortcuts for that kind of shit and just be done quicker. But this is kind of my craft, so I have to really debate with myself, like, do I want to give up part of the craft I enjoy for something quicker? And the answer is no, if the result is higher quality if I do it all by myself. But if we are at a point at some time where the result is the same quality as like taking the shortcut or not taking the shortcut, the result is the same quality, then I have to ask myself, okay, who am I doing this for? Obviously, if I enjoy the process only for me, then it's fine, I can keep up with that. But I have to accept that others are able to deliver the same quality for like in a friction of time, and then when it comes to client work, the realistic approach is that prices will go down for the same kind of work because workload will get lower. And yeah, you can be pissed about that. I am pissed about that. I find that absolutely devastating and dark and frustrating and all that, but it's where we are right now. It's the reality, or where we will be in not much time. And I'm not talking about the AI slop that's around. I mean the whole content flood that's like swamping Instagram and all social medias and all that shit. That's crap, of course. I mean it's really, I hate that shit, but I'm talking about high quality work here. So yeah, man, you distracted me from my actual plan quite a lot. But I get that these questions come naturally. It's totally natural. If I had a switch and that would allow me to shut down all the AI servers and make all these AI developments like gone, like if I had that switch, I would pull it just this second, but I don't have it. Yeah, got the cable and draw something. Like, I saw a post on Threads last week where someone posted like, AI is great because artists can't gatekeep art anymore. And I was like, dude, who gate-kept paper and pencil? Like, have we made papers, like paper and pencils or pens, extremely expensive, so only artists can buy them or something like that? So there's no gatekeeping there. It's absolute crazy what people actually come up with. It's sick, but this is part of the problem. It's not only the technology that will replace artists and illustrators and graphic designers like you. It's also like idiot people, like absolute fucktards who talk complete bullshit and who have such a bad take on artists and illustrators. It's crazy. So this is even worse than the whole technology part. It's insane. But I want to say something positive as well, because if you have a good eye and if you have an education in design, and if you're able to identify good compositions, if you're a good communicator, if you have skills in the theoretical part behind all that, I think this will always help you, and this can't be replaced by a machine that quickly. The only problem is that most people have bad taste and that they think average is totally fine for their projects. So yeah. Okay, I think I probably lost lots of viewers now by my AI talk, but it's okay. It's stuff that needs to be talked about. It's topics we need to get into exchange about in the whole creative community, in my opinion, and not in a negatively toxic or positively toxic way, but in a realistic way. That's my opinion. No, it's all right. So you didn't sabotage anything. I could have just told you, watch my YouTube video that's coming out in 3 months. No, it's I like to talk about this. It's I get your concerns, and I totally get your helplessness and feeling of like being overwhelmed. The problem is we all or many others, even the kind of professionals I talk with, like those who are in the business for many years, have like the big clients and the big projects. Everyone shares the same feeling, and there's no recipe for getting out of this at the moment, unfortunately. It's a very difficult time to be a digital artist, I guess. That sucks, right? There's any other opinions in the audience chat, please let us know. I'd love to. I'd actually love to fight someone. So someone telling me like, how can you say that it's okay to use AI tools? They're going to blow up planet Earth and steal other people's work. Totally true. Fight me. But I'm on your side with that. So let's talk about the playing cards again, because I have a list of ideas here that I wrote down, and I can tell you that I kind of boiled it down to two main directions I have in mind, and maybe I can give you like a little introduction to my thought process. So as I was saying, as I was mentioning, the suits of life, different suits are all based on aspects of life that are important or relevant to me. From soft ice cream to old gaming consoles to love and relationships. And now we're looking for something that fills up like that fills the gap for the fourth topic. And one that came to my mind, and that's still like in my top list, is something about outdoors, nature, hiking. So some topics that are, or something that reflects being out in the nature, because this is something I got to appreciate more and more in the last years. Probably since I've been around like 30. I'm 38 now, so for the last, I would say probably 7 to 8 years, I got more and more into hiking, and now I got into cycling more because I needed a replacement for running, because I can't run anymore because of my Achilles string. And so this was one part where I thought, okay, this is really, I think this has lots of potential, but also is very important to me, so it's perfect kind of match. Same goes for music, so anything music related. Then there's futurism and cyberpunk that I just wrote down. Focused. What did I write here? Focus topic: Asian futurism gadgets. Yeah. Cars, motorism, and architecture were both things that I found really interesting as well. But I think especially architecture is really difficult to display in the scale, because as you see, we have like the scenes we have here. Let's take this one as an example. It's difficult to play with architectural subjects here, I guess, in this kind of scale. So I dropped that. Same with motorism and cars. That's too specific as well. And as for the futurism and cyberpunk thing, the gaming series has a little bit of futuristic or retro futuristic vibes, because it's retro consoles, retro games, but like we have the cables here and the technical the tech items and everything. So I thought it would be nice to have this getting a comeback in the States. So we these are like the outdoor thing and the tech idea were my favorites. And then I had the idea to mix the tech stuff with some urban retro nostalgia art. So that's kind of like 90s, early 2000s I don't know if there's too many similarities with video game stuff, because there's, of course, you can't have like 90s, early 2000s nostalgia without games. So I have to leave out the games here and do the other stuff. But I don't know. So yeah, potential there. While the outdoors idea could also have some vintage appeal, some vintage vibes, right? So that's also something. Yeah, you're just mentioning it's always famous 70s, 80s. I also agree to that. And when you think about like outdoors, you probably can have like some campfire, flannel vibes, Swiss Army knife. I wrote down here these ideas here. It's I'm just reading it from my list here. So we have these outdoor clothes. We have maybe we have some foraging, like mushrooms, or some animals like moths. Yeah. So this is what I had in mind for the outdoors thing. I mean the card deck is supposed to be sellable, but it needs to sell, obviously, and vintage and retro always is good for selling. It's just yeah, it is what it is. People love that kind of shit. And for the 90s, early 2000s, I was thinking like cassette tapes. Then we have the music part a little bit again, which I like. We have skateboards, Polaroid cameras, bubble gum, like these gumball machine bubble gums, keychains, and that kind of stuff. So I like both a lot, and I can't really decide. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of a visual research for now, and see if there's something coming up and something vibing a bit more. So Vinka, hello, how's it going? Vintage cities, perhaps, like Paris in the 50s as an outdoors. Yeah, that's I think 50s is not really my period, because as Suits of Life, the whole deck is about a little bit about personal connections. I think 50s is a bit out of my own personal age reach. That makes sense, but I like the idea. I mean, there's an architectural focus as well that could be included, of course. That's definitely nice. Yeah, so let me quickly take a look at something. Vintage hiking, for example. So this is what Google gives us there. Okay, this is probably really old stuff. That's not what I had in mind. 80s hiking. Yeah, that's more the vibe. So if you look at these big backpacks and all that stuff, and the very nice socks, by the way, really good. I think this is kind of the vibe that I'd have in mind here. Switch up the 50 to whatever age you're vibing with, but for example, the Eiffel Tower mixed with outdoorsy stuff, or tech like Tamagotchi. Oh yeah, that's a nice idea. Maybe not for the card deck, because the card deck it would be a bit of a too wild mix, I guess. But I think that's a really cool idea for just a whole different series, to be honest. So I will keep that in mind, because that's what I love doing with my Curious Cabin series, which is this one here, where I mix different architectural styles with like surprising, unusual elements, like this huge speaker built in a house. So I think this would be a better fit for these kinds of ideas. Yo, COT, I have to go for now, and I've been following you on Instagram. Thanks very much. For years. Thanks extra much. Try to come here when I have the chance. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the little, like, giving me the prompt of for talking about the whole AI craze a bit. And thanks for coming in. See ya. Bye-bye. If one could pull it off, it's me. Okay, yeah, thanks very much. I don't think it's wacky. It's unique, and unique is usually where was I here? Unique is definitely something we want to go for. So unique and unusual combinations. That's definitely something I'd be interested in. What about retro hiking gear? Yeah, beards. We need big beards, of course. I mean, if I do, so what I had in mind for hiking that I would find really cute is if you look at my court cards, like this one here with the King of Diamonds. We always have a character in a situation, and I think for the hiking idea, I think we definitely need like a guy hiking with a big beard and a cap. And he has a big backpack, of course. Sorry, this is wacky actually. So he hikes, and I think this would be the perfect theme to make the first 2-character card, because he has, of course, a little guy without a beard, but with a little backpack. And we do like a kid alongside his dad hiking through the woods or something, or his mom, but the mom doesn't have a beard in the case, I guess. I think that's a card I would want to do. Dad and kid. Maybe it's a daughter, so I mean, okay, I don't want to go into stereotypes and just make long hairs and it's a daughter. Okay, so that's an idea I have. I want to save this picture here because it's Chris the Beard guy. I love this. This is really perfect. I mean, this, to be fair, it's, does someone of you watch Letterkenny or did? To be fair, the 80s is also a period of, or a decade where I have been born, but that I didn't witness, like, with my full, what do you say? I have been too young to actually like take anything in. But I'd consider that still legit because I was born in the 80s and my family had lots of 80s stuff. Oh, there's some nice 60s clothes as well. Let me see. Something. Something that's also a little tricky is that I ideally want to find items that I can draw where the spade symbol fits to. So, for example, if you look like that, they can have the right shape. And if you look at the diamonds here, this is hard candy in diamond shape, which is pretty straightforward. Same with the cookies here. I also had keycaps that have the symbol, and I don't have that everywhere. So, for example, yeah, well, this is a little bit different because we have the flip phone, and then there's like a keychain in the shape. But with the spade symbol, it's really difficult because it's like this, and there's not so much that has this shape. I think I'm going to do, so if I'm going to go with the outdoor idea, I'm going to do maybe leaves, fallen leaves that have this shape. I think that's very, very obvious. But I also need like objects to put this on. Yeah, a tent. I just had a tent in mind. So if you think it's, for example, you take this. I think it's very obvious. Oh boy, this shape is really. I think it's a very obvious decision to give the tent a little printed spade or something. Binoculars are a nice idea. Yeah, I like that. That's great. I mean, like this, right? Could be a bit too small, I don't know, but I like the idea. Yeah, my scribbles are always so ugly, I'm sorry. Yeah, sunglasses. Some nice sunglasses are also a nice idea. I'm going to add that to the list here. Binoculars. Beautiful sunglasses. Yeah. We'll add this guy. A little inspiration. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. The spade has this. I don't know what it's called. This thing here. So if it would be just a reversed heart, it wouldn't be that hard to put it into a shape. But that little foot it has, that's really fucked. Why does it have it? Can I please get rid of it? Yeah. Actually, no, it's not. Like, it's really like a heart. I just realized it's just a heart turned upside down, and it has a standing foot, right? Was that the idea behind the spade? Oh. Let me see if I can find more hiking gear that is actually could be put into a nice shape. Here's an actual spade, so it's spade. I think I'd love a camera. I think I'd love some kind of camera. I'm not sure if we could be a Polaroid as well. I mean, it could be Polaroid. There's like just a photo coming out. Trying to. Do you recognize this as a camera still? If it's looks like this. I'm not sure. I mean, of course, you have the whole shape and like little things like the flash here, and so you'd recognize it as a camera most likely, but then you put a strap on it. But I'm not sure if this looks like too forced, you know? Could be a little bit too forced. Alternatively, I think, what's a Polaroid look like again? Ah, yeah. Got some beats today. Like a modern Polaroid. I wanna have the original. So I think a Polaroid where like one of the photos comes out. Yeah. My scribbles are ugly as always, but so let's say there's like a date photo coming out here, and then we have some additional ones here. Could be, for example, a 5 of spades. So another one here, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will work. So the list on the outdoors nature idea is definitely longer than the one on the 90s retro side, even if we don't take these into account. I think it's the direction I want to go for, especially like after I had this thought about the dad and kid. I think that would be really, that's a card that people will really like, or in the first place, that's a card I would love to make. And I think it will be a card that people will really dig. So it could be like one of those like favorite cards from the deck, because it's so cute, you know. It's really just really cute, and it could be on one side, it could be the dad taking a stroll with the kid, and then we have something spade shaped in the middle. I don't know what. And then on the other side, we have maybe the dad carrying the kid because it got tired from hiking or something. That would be cute. So it's a bit vanilla, but it's cute and nice, and it's also sellable. I think it's also sellable. That needs to be taken into account, even if it's not the main reason to make a card, of course. Okay, so I'm also thinking an axe. I don't know what shape these have. I have to look something up, but they we have a nice axe, and then we could have 8 shaped pieces of wood have been chopped off with these rings, these 3 rings. Color will be a bit weird because spades, of course, have to be like something very dark. Usually it's black. That's alright. I like that idea. I think the field notes idea here is pretty obvious, because that's something like a little field notes book where spade is in. That's a beautiful spade. Best I made so far. Like this. Someone sketched something in a little field notes book. And I want to do something with pine cones. Yeah, butterflies. I'm thinking moths, maybe. A pine tree forest could be easily built by stacking the spade shapes. Pine tree forest. Well, how do you mean? Like stacking the spade shapes? Like no, we have the isometric perspective, of course, but please explain. but yeah, I definitely want to have moths in there. Moths, very hard to pronounce for a spell, or pronounce. No, pronounce. It's hard to pronounce for German. Moths. So they are moths that actually even have a little bit of a spade shape. If you look at this, or the one that's on my arm here. Harder than I thought it was. Has a little bit of a ish as well. Oh, Tannenbaum, okay. Yes. Spruce tree, I think. You look at this guy here. You want to save it? Save it. I think this is a very classic outdoors nature hiking, out in the wilds animal for sure. Yo, Pios, how's it going, man? Hope you've been good. To have you in the chat. Yeah. Have you been working on something cool, Pius? Let me know, please. So we have the moths here. I even this is supposed to be a very weird looking moth, but I tried to give it the shape of a spade, but I think it's hard to maybe this. And if we take like in the middle, make it, I don't know. It will be difficult to the foot. I have to find ideas for how to deal with the foot of the spade. But if we go like this here, but I think yeah, I think I have to explore a little bit how to deal with the moth, but I definitely want to have moths in there, or a really big one, like on the two of baits, really big one like this, and then there's difficult shape. You know, be like this. It's not then the two of face separated in the middle. I don't know. Could be something worth exploring. Oh, you mean like yeah, I could do. For example, I'm getting better at these. I'm getting better. That's six of spades. But maybe, I mean, if I go for a more realistic Tannenbaum, looks like this, I guess. And I could add some pine cones hanging on it in the spade shape, maybe. That's built, but I don't know if it fits on the card though. That's a funny idea. Oh, cool! You're working on a comic. That's exciting. Can you share something already, or is it still secret? I'm looking at your Instagram now. See if you shared something already. I remember. I think. Oh, you're working on the slightly exaggerated Curtis. So I bought like I backed Curtis's projects on Kickstarter before. I have some issues of the slightly exaggerated comic here, so it's exciting to see that you're working on that. That's great. I remember I asked you if you wanted to be a part of Mirror Dreams, right? Where is it? So I guess you saw maybe, but the book is done now and you're not in it, and that's it's very, very sad. Very, very sad. But yeah, it's that's great that you're working on that. That shit looks hot. But I see the post is from last year, so you haven't been posting a lot, right? Maybe that's old. Let me know. Oh, it hasn't been announced. Okay, so it's not slightly exaggerated, but I was just looking at old posts and selling them as something new. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Silvinka, this like one, this is what you meant, or this number 2 is what you meant? Sorry. Yeah. Maybe you want to be a part of issue number 2 of Mirror Dreams. I mean, Dominic and I don't have specific plans at the moment, but I am very sure that we will start working on that at some point. So yeah, it would be a pleasure to have you on board. No pressure, but yeah, I'd love that. All right. Yeah. Time was the issue with most people, but I totally get that. I mean, it's these numero uno. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think that's interesting. I'll keep that in mind. I have to explore this further and see if I can actually fit that on a card. That's something I'm going to do next. I'm opening up a new page here, and I'm going to add card. Where is it? Okay. So these are my little tryout pages, and going to second where. Yeah, it's these comic projects. I gotta say, Pius, if you have something else that probably pays you good money for like client work or whatever, it totally makes sense to prioritize that, because I guess with these comics you can't really become rich. It's more like a fun thing to do. But yeah, it was really nice working on that, and it was a really new experience for me to manage all the artists, and the feeling to have all these talented people working on something. Yeah, pretty cool. Second half of 2026. Okay, what are your business? Can you spill some business secrets? How are you booked until second half of 26? I mean, that's respect. That's nice. So everyone is complaining about not having enough work at the moment. Obviously that's not the case for you. It's really cool. Really crazy how everyone at the moment is like, there's not enough work coming in. I'm the starving artist again, and I got some really low ball offers for projects lately, so lots of offers coming in where I thought like, no, I'm not going to work for that budget. And if I'd ever have to consider that, I would probably stop being a freelancer and do something else. I'm not going to work for like 20 bucks an hour or something as a freelancer. So yeah. So I want to try the tree idea. So let's say I have a nice spruce tree here. Yeah, it can be. I think it can be pretty big, actually. That's cool. It's more like scheduling issues. Normally, I have work scheduled like a year in advance, and it's hard to squeeze anything in between. Yeah, no, but what I mean is that like having work scheduled a year in advance, that's really pretty. It's pretty massive. Is it usually comic projects or campaign work for clients, or? I mean, you're full-time freelance, right? Or do you work something as a day job, like they like to call it? Yeah, exactly. Comics don't pay much, but I'm used to commercial budgets, and to be honest, I felt a bit bad about not being able to pay the contributing artists for Mirror Dreams more. So we had, I think we had around 13,000 euros in Kickstarter funding or something, or 12. We're about that at the moment. And some, I think with shop sales and after sales, we had like maybe 14, but split through, like, then you take off the costs, obviously, and then you have a net revenue, and split through the artists. We paid a flat price plus price per page, and the artists got between like 300 to 900 euros, I think. And in commercial project terms, that's maybe a low to a nice day rate. So yeah, I was a bit concerned about that, but turns out that it seems to be pretty normal wage for contributing a couple pages to an anthology, I guess. Yeah, publishing is definitely something we need to take a look at. So we haven't, so far we are our own publisher, so we kind of act as our, like, as a publishing house at the moment. But I think it would make sense to maybe find a bigger publisher to get this on the road in a bit of with a marketing and distribution backbone that is a bit bigger than ours, meaning that is anything more than nothing. Because of course we don't have the network and all the manpower to really do that at the moment. So yeah, but I don't have any connections in the publishing industry, so it would be something we would start from scratch, to be honest. And I don't know how this whole business works, and if you need to visit book fairs or something, or what the best option would be there. I think we'll get into that at some point. Hey Rishi, thanks very much. Appreciate that. So, pine cones. I actually drew the pine cone sketch the wrong way because, of course, they grow like this. I don't know. It's really difficult to. Kind of. Let's see. So if we have. Submitting it on publishers' websites, yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, it could be a very low-key, or not low-key, but low-hanging fruit first step that doesn't need much time and energy. So that's a good idea. I'll talk to Dominic about that. I'm not sure if that still looks like a pine cone. I think I'm going to revisit that later on. I'll try some other ideas first. Yeah. No, but I think the book itself has lots of potential, to be honest, because we have a very relatable but still kind of unique idea with the dreams and nightmares that are actual dreams and nightmares of people who submitted their stories to us. And it's definitely not like innovative to illustrate or draw dreams, I guess, but I think it's it has the right mix of something new, something unique, but still it's not like too high up on the crazy scale. You know, it's not like extremely weird or extremely unusual. And the art is, I mean, I don't have any concerns about the art that's in the book. It's really high quality all around. So we obviously work with professional artists who know what they do, and it's really, the result is amazing. And yeah, I'd also love to see what kind of remarks a publisher would have, because from my experience with publishers, they would definitely have some input on what they would want to adjust on the book, and that would be a great input and experience to see what ideas they would have for the book, and what they would have they would like to change, and etc. I mean, not the art obviously, but maybe how it's presented and everything. But yeah, but thanks. That's good input. We'll see. I would love to make this my main job, to be honest. At the moment, I mean, the illustration industry it's such a bad shape at the moment. Everyone is always only crying about shit, and everyone is devastated and in fear of their jobs. And I would just love to just do this all day, make these books, invite artists to join us, organize stuff, and get it out to people. But unfortunately, you can't live from that. So there's the problem at the moment. I think many people can relate. Okay, so I'm going to underline my. I have a tent. Okay, I want to have a campfire. I want to have flute notes, the axe. I want to have shrooms as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5. You need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 basic ideas for the numbers cards. No, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The moths, 6. Polaroid, 7. And then maybe something like, I also have like this canoe paddling thing. Yeah, I think that's fine for now, so we can definitely make something out of that. And now the tricky part, one of the many tricky parts, is to divide it into the cards and see what makes sense for which card as a theme, because obviously the 10 of spades will be much more cluttered and full compared to the lower numbers. So I usually just write down the ideas for what works for what. So let's see, for example, the 10 to be rather big like this. Maybe there could be a little cooking pot here on one of these gas stoves, portable gas stoves in front. I think this would work perfectly for example, for a 5. Would also work for 7. The space here, I don't think it's too close, maybe. I always have card game here, so I can see the standard layout and see because I have a hard time remembering how the symbols are lined up. So we need a 7 could work. Just thought a 7 would be weird, but 7 actually, oh no, it doesn't. I think 5 is ideal actually. Probably want to make this a 5. Tent and cooking. Okay, then we have I don't know what I want to do with the shrooms, but I love shrooms, so I want to include that somehow. Could work for a higher number. The higher numbers are always harder because they're harder to arrange. I'm thinking I like the I have animal pins written up here because I think animal pins on backpacks are something that is very common with or related to hiking of some sort, and I think if we have like animal pins like this. And the complete shape, of course. Maybe do these little, you know, the thing that goes on the other side. I have to look it up. We could maybe have a good thing going for 9 or 10. So 10 is lined up like this. We have 4, 1, 4, and we have 2 here in the middle. And that could be good with the animal pins because we have the chance to add 1 or 2 of these little nupsies here. And then I'll write that down. Okay. Oh, I really like it. I remember I had a stream one time a while ago where I was like in a thought process of coming up with ideas for an illustration. It was such a mess, and I thought music is going hard. So I thought, what am I doing? You know, no one is going to follow along, and no one will be interested in what I'm thinking. And turns out people. So and then I wanted to quit the stream. The stream. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It doesn't work in a stream. And people were like, in the chat were like, no, it's totally cool. I'm watching, and I'm trying to follow, and it was really cool to see or hear that this is actually something people like to follow along. Like going full hard style here. So yeah, that's good feedback. It's one of those examples where you think as an artist that you're producing complete shit, and on the other side there's people totally digging it. I was just going to look up I want to see what the little holding, like the counterpart, looks like. This one here. Do we have that in higher? Ah, that looks good. This. Okay. I gotta take a leak, and also I think I'm going to grab a second of the Mythos Greek beers I got from the Greek week at Aldi today. So I will do that, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. And I'll leave you with the empty camera. Lucky me. Look what I found in the fridge. It's more interesting than final rendering. Yeah, I would say the same whenever I watch a stream. Because this is where the magic happens, you know? This is where really... Where the really interesting parts and the whole foundation and the groundwork is done. So yeah, totally agree. By the way, what the fuck is going on Twitch? But honestly, I have 2,200 something followers, and there's 1 people watching on Twitch right now. I don't know. I really wonder. I mean, I don't have many watchers in general, but it just makes me wonder sometimes why there's nothing going on Twitch anymore. Maybe, I don't know. I just thought I used the wrong keyword in my stream description, and because calling it poker, I'm not sure if I am categorized for like the legal gambling stuff. Did I rename my stream and see if I get more viewers? I could try. Cheers. Let me see if I can rename it. But anyway, it's not the, of course, it's not the name of the stream. Okay, let's call it playing card illustrations. No, Twitch has been pretty much dead for me. So if you were the one person who's watching on stream at the moment, hello to you. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It's weird to complain about viewer numbers as a streamer, because it is what it is, and there's reason for people watching or not watching your stuff. But yeah, it still makes you wonder. I'm just being honest about it. Of course, you'd wish to have like more people being active on those streams. It is what it is. Alrighty. So we have the animal. 10. I think I'm sorry, Pius. I think I may move on to drawing one of these cards in a bit, so I have at least a little bit more like a clean insight into the process. But I will do one of those coming up with ideas and drawing really ugly little thumbnails streams next time. So next stream will be, I think it will be about this process once again. We'll see. But I think I want to probably pick one in a bit and move on with the process. Yeah. I really need to come up with a way to have those shrooms on a card, because yeah, I just love mushrooms. In a culinary way, of course, because I like how they taste. At least most of them. There's some I don't really dig. But also how the whole look and the shape language and everything is just something I love a lot. Because you're leaving. No. Oh. Okay, then I have to move on with go on with what I'm doing anyway. Can't have you leaving. So it could be. I'm thinking if it's maybe a room that's cut in slices or so, and it even has a little bit of the. You have a slice of this kind of shroom. It's not too far away, right? So if we, let's say we have a card that is, let's say the 8 of spades. Almost the ace of spades. The layout is like this. It's 3 and 2. Basically like the 10, just 3 instead of 4 here on the sides. And let's say we have a shroom slices. This. I don't know how to make them look like actual shroom slices. Like what the trick is to give them the right appearance. But I think there are actually shrooms that look like this. And then they have these long like that. Like a sperm. Anyway. Okay, how can I pull this off? I was just thinking if there's like a bit of brown material and there's a shroom growing from it. But this looks like it looks a bit forced, to be honest. Yeah, it's not that easy. Maybe shrooms are a really bad idea. Hard to find a way. I mean, I like the slices idea, but it's not that you'd instantly recognize it as a shroom. Oh, I have a different idea. Oh yeah, I think I have some that I like. What if, whoops. What if we have a tree trunk? You cut down tree. Or stump? I think a stump, right? In the shape of a spade. And then we have the growing on the side like this. I don't know what these are called in English. I think in German it's Schwamm, Schwämme. Schwamm singular, plural Schwämme. Would be nice. Yeah, it's definitely has this. I mean, it's not really far from the problem I have is, oh, I get what you mean. Yeah. I mean, if I have like this, right? Yeah, for sure. Sure. Yeah, that would be possible as well. I have some champignons back in the kitchen. Maybe I need to grab one and get some references. Yeah, no, but I like the stumpy stump idea. Could be some moss growing on it as well. The only issue I have is I need to find like a way to cut it here because we don't have a full bleed scene. It's basically, it ends here at this part, so I need to find a good way to make that look kind of natural, but I think that will be possible maybe with some grass here. Kind of close the shape here at the bottom. That will be fine. So now I have this. The question is, what is... Say this is going to be a 7 maybe? I have this one here in the middle. Now the question is, what are the other symbols? Or it could be a 3, and there's 3 thumbs. You know, like this, and there's the third one here. Let me try to find a way maybe to make it a 7. The funny thing is, when I work on these ideas, I try to save, like not waste the 2, 3, 4 cards, because these are very easy to fill in the end, because I have lots of space and I can come up with something relatively easy. But so it's kind of funny when I had the same with the previous suits, that I had a good idea and I thought, oh, this is a cool 3 of gloves, and then I was like, I don't want to waste it. I want to save it for something more complicated. Pios, yeah, I've always been working on the iPad mostly, at least for the last, I don't know, 5 to 6 years maybe. So yeah, the iPad has always been my my go-to Cool. Oh, there's the hard style again. Yeah, I want to put on something more relaxed now. Let me see. Last time I tried a YouTube safe playlist on SoundCloud, and turns out it wasn't that YouTube safe, and now I can't monetize my content. So yeah. Now I'm back to Epidemic Sound. Now I have to pick between a champignon or Schmetterlings. Tramete? What's a tramete? Yeah. But yes, I have to come up with a Schmetterling or a Motte. Sorry, I just had to join the weekend planning committee. Oh, the shroom. Schmetterlingstrame. Ah, okay. Ah, das ist der Schwamm. Was ich als Schwamm bezeichnet habe. Das ist auch gar kein Schwamm. Doch. Der Hausschwamm. Okay. In Dutch Elfenbankje. The Elfenbankje is het mooi fields. The weather is going to be fantastic on the weekend here, and so We have to make some plans, so we get a table outside somewhere to get some food and drinks on Friday. Elfenbank here means pixie seed. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that would be pretty similar to German. In German, I would call it Elfenbank. So, very, very similar. Okay. What do I do here? I could add slices of mushroom baits here. I'm not sure. I have to think about that. It could be leaves from the tree as well. I think I don't have that so far, so it could just be no, rusty leaves, maybe with autumn fall vibes. I guess that in terms of the color palette, I think that's an idea I would love to explore further anyway, to give the whole bait suit more like a fall color vibe. So yeah. My Dutch pronounce sounded pretty well. Yeah, I know a couple of Dutch words, but not that much. But my pronunciation I think is okay. But my vocabulary is not that good, so I can say, for example, ik ga naar Amsterdam, or something more realistic because it's very close to where I live is ik ga naar Enschede. Or dit is heel mooi. That's probably the 2 sentences I know. What else do I know? Ik kan spreken Duits. No, I always wanted to learn more Dutch, but never got into it. But given how often I've been to the Netherlands, I really should speak it a little bit better and not expect the Dutch people to speak German so good. Okay, I'm glad it sounded cute. That's great. I'm going to look up some vintage tents. Oh, a round tent is nice. Something like this. This looks very, very Moonrise Kingdom-ish. Oh, I should watch Moonrise Kingdom again for references, you know? I think that would make sense. I think this is probably the kind of tent. This looks very... This looks a bit rough, but I don't know. It's a nice touch. I think I'm going to move on with the tent, like the five of tents card, just to round up the stream with a little bit more like insights into the process coming after my whole sketchbook affairs here. Yeah, I will definitely. Yeah, I'll get back to that probably. I tried learning a bit of Dutch with Bubble, but only like I did like two or three lessons in some like, you know, I had like one of these trial account things, trial subscriptions, and I did like 2 or 3 lessons, and that's where I learned something like Ik ga naar random place. So when I read Dutch, I usually understand most of what it's about, so I can understand, okay, this text is the purpose of this text is to tell me this or that. But if someone talks to me, I have a problem. With an Austrian accent, yeah. The Austrian accent would be like Viennese, like Wiener accent. How does the Wiener accent go? Oh, this taugt für nix. Oh, this is... Or... This is Leihwand. Das ist... Wiener Deutsch. Very nice. Oh, gescheißen. Okay, the tent. Okay. So let's move on to Procreate for this one. And I'm going to duplicate. Oh, no. I have these diamond-shaped things in here for reference. Not sure if I already did a clean fade reference. No, I did not. Okay. Urgeil. Ja, Leihwand. Ich kenne auch noch Schirch oder Grindig. Das ist so grindig. Or fucked up. So this tent, let's see what the best size would be. It's most likely a bit large for the tent, but I need to scale it down a bit. Deppert, yeah. Nice. Deppert is, I don't know. I love the word a lot. Bist du deppert? I love to hear it. So if people, whenever people talk it, of course, obviously, whenever I'm in Vienna, but also I hear it on the TV or whatever, or wherever. I always really love that. That's beautiful. I know people who do not like to hear it find it hilarious. Bist du deppert? It's still a bit large. Scale it down. And the entrance here. Maybe I'll put a mattress in there and maybe a book or something. Something to make it look a bit lively and... I also just had the idea to add the reference to another card, so maybe there's a Nintendo DS in there or so. Because that's one of the other cards. Some cross-referencing is a pretty cool idea, I think. So let's keep that in mind. And yeah. For the size of the spade. Probably I'm going to do this very roughly now, but of course this is going to be a bit more clean later on. For me, probably a bit too large. So something like that. Go for like this way. Okay. Here are the hint. So I can put the spade here. That's really fucking ugly. Okay, that doesn't work because the sign should be something like in the middle and like here. But, well, get the trick. It's all for real. Yeah. No, I really like that they have that it's not just an accent, but it's also a way of life that is translated through the accent, I guess, in some way, you know. So you have the whole expression the accent comes with is such a great fit, or like it works so great in combination with how these people actually think and live and are. Very special. So it's not not only how they talk. Yeah. It's fascinating. Sometimes I wish I would understand them a little bit better though. But it's alright. Okay, so yeah, this is the scribble for the 5 of spades, I think. I have to come up with an idea about what these other 4 spades are. So this is basically something that is I guess printed on the tent. But I have to come up with an idea for these here, for the other 4, because I don't want to. So these symbols are never just flat symbols. It's always something. For example, here it's cheese and pastrami, meat, and here it's waffles. Here it's cheese, just like cheese sauce, I guess, or melted cheese. And here I think it's going to be something. Most obvious choice I always fall back to is kind of any kind of leaves, like fallen leaves. But I don't know how often I can pull that off. I don't know how often I can pull the foliage card. So yeah, I'm going to think about that, and maybe I'll find some item that is related to camping or so that makes sense to add there. Could be 2 different things as well. But we'll give this some thought. Maybe do some visual research, and at some point there will be some good idea popping up. I'm going to end this stream now. I thought I was streaming longer already. It's only 2 hours. Weird. Felt a bit longer. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I think I'm going to call it a day. But I will be back. My plan is to be back very soon. Maybe later this week already. So I'll be off to Hamburg for some fun, some fun and travels on Saturday. So I'll try to stream before, maybe on Friday morning. Friday morning sound good. Yes. Yes, thanks so much for joining me today. And I appreciate that you dislike me stopping the stream in a minute or so. I'm glad you liked it. But the next stream will be very concept and ideation based as well. I don't know which time zone are you in? Like where are you located? So maybe you can join the next one. The next one will be maybe either in the morning or afternoon, European time. So maybe you can come in again. Yeah, and I will work on the card ideas more. I'm going to try to fill this nice list here with more ideas. And yeah, but I think I'm going. I think I'm going for a nice collection of cars here with the outdoor, the vintage outdoor hiking direction. I think that's going to work out pretty nicely in the end. All right, guys. Thanks so much for the chat, especially Silvinka and Pius. Thanks to you guys. Appreciate the little exchange we had. I didn't have to talk into the void all the time. And yeah, watch out for the next stream coming up on Friday. I think on Friday. Let's say Friday. Let's say Friday. I promise you I'll be live on Friday. Let me quickly take a look at my calendar maybe, because I think I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. At 9:30 in the morning, so I can just go live after. Why not? That sounds good. Okay, cool. It will be a very hot day on Friday. We'll have a really summer stream atmosphere, and until then I wish you a nice evening, have a good rest of the Wednesday, and see you soon.